we're going to start off with Brava Home, and we have Travis. Is Zach here too? Travis, or just
Zach
you?
is here. He's a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to be doing
Okay.
all the speaking, but
All
Zach
right.
is here to help answer questions
So
in the chat.
we're gonna start with Travis, and I'm going to turn the timer on. All of you will be able to see the timer, and as soon as I click it, it'll start. And Travis, it's all yours. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. We're excited to be here. I think this is our second ATI demo days, so I believe some of you probably have heard about Brava, some of you haven't. So I'm going to go through what Brava is, how it works, and how we got here in the assistive technology space, and then go through all of Brava's accessibility features. And we're going to do it real quick. So Brava is a smart countertop oven that cooks with infrared light. It's really unique. The lamps are what makes Brava unique compared to any other countertop oven. So, in order to understand how Brava works, it's good to cover how a traditional oven works. Traditional ovens use heater coils or gas to heat up. They're slow to heat up and slow to cool down, but they're really good at holding radiant heat. Brava is a little bit different because we use infrared lights or lamps. These lamps were originally designed for the solar industry to weld silicon wafers onto solar panels. So Brava is pretty cool because it's a new application of a technology that existed before, but we wouldn't have been able to do Brava even 20 years ago because the cost of the lamps was so high. We had to wait for the solar industry to scale in order for it to be feasible. So what you can see here on the right is that Brava has 6 lamps, 3 on the bottom and 3 on the top, and they're housed in these V-shaped reflectors. The lamps are unique because they go on and off instantly and they go to full power in less than 1 second. So unlike a heater coil that takes a while to heat up and a long time to cool down, Brava literally is cooking with lights that go on and off just like a lamp. What you can see here is a couple of different demos, and what's unique here is a couple of things with Brava. One is the lamps have searing power that you cannot get in any other traditional oven. We can sear steaks, we can sear anything. It cooks up to it's Brava's like having a 900-degree wood-fired pizza oven in less than a second. It's important to note, though, that even though we have the power of a 900-degree oven, we're not cooking with an air temperature at 900 degrees. Another way to think of this technology is if you went outside on a sunny day and you magnified sunlight by 80 times, that is what we are cooking with essentially. So there's no microwaves, there's no strange any kind of technology in there. It's really the same kind of infrared that comes off of the sun. This allows us to do some unique things. One, I mentioned the searing power, but two is that we create independent cooking zones within the same chamber. So we have 3 different independent cooking zones, which I can show you on well, you can see it right there in the bottom right-hand thing. So we're cooking here steak with onions and mushrooms. Brava has, when we call it a smart oven, it's because there's automation behind it. There's 8,500 fully automated recipe programs under the hood. Because Brava connects to the internet, it gets better all the time. We push new recipes to it every single Tuesday. So some of the other advantages here is that Brava cooks about 2 to 4 times faster than a traditional oven because not only do we not have to preheat, but because of the power that's coming from the lamps, we're putting the power into the food itself rather than trying to waste energy heating the chamber. So there's the 3 ingredient photo that I was looking for before. So you can see that most of the 8,500 programs are going to be some combination of a protein plus 1 or 2 different vegetables. We also have over 1,000 recipes that are more like what you would consider a traditional recipe, like chicken cacciatore and things like that. But think of Brava sort of as an automated sous chef that sits on your countertop that is very capable, highly consistent, and very precise at what it can cook. So I had mentioned that it's a cool start. You don't have to preheat the Brava for 95% of things that you're going to cook in it. And it can cook things that a traditional oven can't do. That salmon that you see on the top right here is going to come out with really, really crispy skin. But the cherry tomatoes are going to be barely warmed through, and the asparagus is going to be cooked so that it's tender but not overcooked. If you tried to do that in a regular oven, by the time you got the salmon fully cooked, all the other ingredients on that tray would be completely overcooked. So, um, I want to get into, with the remaining time, how Brava got into assistive technology because we launched Brava into the consumer market in 2018. We had no idea what assistive technology was at the time. It wasn't till a couple of years ago that it really came on our radar. Um, we had seen early on in Brava that one of the biggest surprises to us was that older adults really enjoyed it, and we didn't think at the time that they would like having app control or anything like that on a highly sort of technology forward device. But it turned out that because of the fact that they're all empty nesters and that all of the aging most of the aging population is using a smartphone today. If you can use a smartphone, you can use a Brava. We also heard of a story where there was a couple that owned, or they didn't own a Brava at the time, but a couple had been married for 50 years. And the wife had done all the cooking for that 50 years, and then she had a stroke. And the husband had no idea how to cook, and he was ordering DoorDash and takeout and all kinds of things, and it was very expensive for them. And their kids ended up purchasing a Brava for them. And pretty much overnight, they started eating at home because Brava automates the cooking process, much in the same way that uh, car companies have started to do autonomous driving, whether it's Waymo, Tesla, any of the other companies. We've done similar things with cooking in that we automated the process. So we had built a lot of safety features into Brava from the very beginning, which I'll get into in a minute. But a couple of years ago, we started hearing from a company called Proven Behavior Solutions out of Massachusetts. And we're a D2C company, so it was strange when we saw another company ordering our product. And after about the third order, I called them and said, "What are you guys doing with this?" And Proven Behavior Solutions serves young adults with autism who are trying to live independently. And they had been looking for a different oven, which went out of production, and someone had told them about the Brava. And I ended up training their team of physical therapists and occupational therapists after we had sent one to Rachel, who you see the quote here. When she said that they were working with these, I said, "You have to understand this. You have to cook with it at home. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to really teach people how to use it." And so we ended up training their whole team. Since that time, they have placed Brava with over 100 individuals just in the Boston area alone. And I was mentioning a lot of the safety features we had built in from the very beginning turned out to have an elevated level of importance for people that use assistive technology. The fact that we've automated the cooking process, the fact that Brava is the only countertop oven that stays cool to the touch on the outside and you cannot burn yourself from the outside surface. There's a camera inside for remote monitoring and shut off, which turned out to be really, really great for caregivers. Um, and the guided recipes were also super helpful for them. So we found that they had a quick learning curve because from the very beginning we created a lot of videos to help our users get up to speed with Brava quickly. Those videos turned out to be great for people that have executive function difficulties. The most important one was that the safety features improved the confidence of those individuals at home, and they started to cook more because they weren't worried about getting burned. They weren't worried about having to turn off the oven when they were done cooking, and they ultimately end up saving money and eating healthier food because they're cooking at home. So we joined ATIA back at the end of 2023, and our first ATIA conference was in January of 24. At that conference, we that was our first AT conference that we went to. We learned so much, and it turned out that the guys from the San Francisco Lighthouse, we're based in the Bay Area, so it's funny that we had to go to Orlando to meet the guys from the San Francisco Lighthouse. But we met them and they came up to us and they told us very quickly that Brava's touchscreen was not good for people with um, blindness or visual impairment. And they showed my colleague Zach, who's on the call, what a screen reader was. We didn't even know what that was. And he knew at that point that we had an opportunity we knew we had some work to do. But essentially, we set out to eliminate the need to use the touchscreen. Prior to this update, you could search for recipes on Brava's app. You could send them from the app to Brava, but you would still have to go to the touchscreen to enter some parameter information like protein thickness, doneness, things like that. So we spent about 8 months uh, throughout 2024 rebuilding the back end of Brava so that we could have all the manual modes and all of the selections would be available on the mobile app. Then we ended up partnering with the San Francisco Lighthouse to help us with the integration of screen readers. And so now we're really excited because this just came out in Q4 of last year. And now Brava is the only oven that is fully accessible for the blind and the visually impaired. And since this is demo days, and this is new since we presented last year at demo days. So I want to show you guys a quick video of the screen readers at work.
Hello, my name is Selmon. I'm the head of product at Brava.
Well, hello, my name is Fernando. I work for the Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired in San Francisco.
And as we started looking into assistive technology, we quickly realized that the least accessible aspect of the product is the touch screen on top of the oven. So we started looking into being able to support fully controlling the oven from the phone, so that it could work for people that are blind and low vision, and that can work with screen readers.
Screen readers. So it changes the behavior of your touch screen device so that everything you touch on the screen, it will read out loud to you. And that is what enables us to navigate, especially if you're blind or have low vision. There's a lot of guesswork that goes into a cook. Using the Brava takes all the guesswork out of that. I'm going to double tap.
Grilled cheese preset.
And it opens a recipe. From here, I can customize the recipe.
Wide selected. 2 additional options available. Quantity. 1 sandwich selected.
So once my recipe has been customized, I will go ahead and send it to the Brava.
Cook was sent to your Brava. Instructions. Prepare ingredient. Use white bread. Add cheese and other fillings as desired. Then close sandwich. Spread butter on both sides of sandwich. Fill zone S on indicated tray. Place white grilled cheese on zones 2. Place the metal tray on the lower shelf and close the door. Press the green button to start cooking.
There we go. Now the cook has begun.
Notification. Brava. Cook complete.
Oh, it smells good. All right.
Grilled cheese cheers.
Grilled cheese cheers.
We're really excited to get this out and in people's hands. And this is just the beginning. We're going to keep working as hard as we can to continue to make this the best way for people to cook at home. So thank you.
Thank you.
And so, thank you guys for checking out that video. What we are looking for here is partners to help us get the word out, to help us get Brava in the hands of individuals, whether they have executive function difficulties, intellectual developmental disabilities, blindness, low vision. There's a lot of different abilities where Brava can help people to cook faster and safer and easier at home. We will be at the NFB conference in New Orleans in July. So if any of you guys are going to be there, we'd love for you to come by and see the Brava in person. And then I would also just encourage each and every one of you to email me or Zach directly. Our emails are right here, travis@brava.com or zach@brava.com. We've met so many people from ATIA and we're so grateful, and we just want to get them in the hands of your AT centers. We're open to having people be distributors if they want to be. And we even, I should talk about the price too, because Brava is not inexpensive. There's 3 packages that we really lead with for the assistive technology market. The starter set is $1,295. The bacon breakfast is $14.95, and the chef's choice is $16.95. The only difference in these is the number of accessories that come with it. And so we know that's expensive. We know that budgets are tight. If budgets are tight, we do sell refurbished Bravas that are basically good as new. And if those are even too expensive, we will still get you one. We will figure out a way to get one into your AT center, because it is more important to us to get the word out and invest in this by getting demo units out there so that people can understand it. I think that's about it. I know we're about to be up for time, so I'm going to stop the share now, and I will go back and look at the comments too, because hopefully we've gotten a bunch of different questions. But thank you guys for the opportunity. Thank you, David, for the opportunity, and it was a pleasure to present to all you guys today.
Travis, thank you so much. I will put my plug in here that when I met you guys, and now that I've seen the development of the product. There is no universally designed cooking application for ovens and stoves. And in fact, we often find in the Internet of Things that things are more accessible now in some ways. However, nothing that can reach such a broad range of AT users, of folks with disabilities that you guys have done. So good on you all, and I'm glad that things keep moving forward. So anyway, I know there's lots of folks who have questions. They've been getting answers.